Hello, my friends, and welcome to your 15-minute low-impact core and abs seated workout. If you're low on energy, a senior, or recovering from injury, this workout is for you. Without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, we're starting off with seated pelvic tilts, just warming up this pelvic floor. You're gonna tilt your pelvic bones up, pull your belly button back to your spine, and then sit up nice and tall, relax your pelvic floor, all right? So tilting up, pulling everything up and in, and then inhale, relax, okay? Exhale, tilt, pull up and in. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, relax. So we're focusing a lot on mind to muscle today. Little movements, big burn. Rest. You should feel a little bit of warmth in your core. We're jumping straight into seated cat-cow, all right? So this one's slightly different. You're gonna arch your lower back and then pull everything up and in, belly button tucked, all right? So inhale, arch. Exhale, pull that pelvic floor up, okay? Working with our breathing here. I want you to think of your exhale as the hardest part of the rep, okay? You're pulling that core up and in. Good. Last 10 seconds of work here. Warming your core up. Very well done. Next up, we have torso rotations, okay? So you're welcome to grab something in your hands. I'm gonna be holding a weight. You're gonna exhale, twist, pulling that belly button in. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist, all right? Again, we're focusing on slow and controlled movement here because you can do hundreds of crunches and not see any results. What really matters is that you're activating that core and focusing on intentional movement. Good. So here's where you're gonna feel your obliques start to activate. During the rotation, we're firing them up, and then we're coming back to center. Good. Last one. Very well done. Okay, you're welcome to keep this in your hands. I'm going to. We're going into a seated reach. All right, so the idea is you reach over to one side and then using your core, pull yourself back up to center, okay? So reaching, feeling that stretch down in your obliques, coming back to center. I want you to think about your core having all of the weight. It's doing all of the work here, okay? Slow and steady. You can also do this with your arms bent or out in front of you like this. Totally up to you. Just meet yourself where you're at today. You're amazing. We're almost done with this deep core warm-up, and then we're gonna jump into the real workout. All right, we have weighted marches, all right? So if you can, you're gonna press those arms out in front of you. Otherwise, just keep them down by your sides, no worries. But if you can, arms are out. You're gonna lift that left foot, keeping that core pulled in. So exactly what we did in the warm-up. You remember those seated pelvic tilts? We're doing the same thing, but now we're adding that knee. All right, so think tuck as I bring that knee in, and then let my pelvic floor relax as we lower it, okay? We tuck, inhale, lower. Exhale, tuck, inhale, lower. You're amazing. Good, we're protecting our lower back by engaging our core. Lots of deep core work today. You're amazing. Last one here. And rest. Very well done. We are headed onto that right side. So when you're ready, nice deep breath, press those arms back out. You can also press them down into the seat or even reach under the seat and pull if you need a little added support. So whatever feels best for you today. Again, really big exhale as you pull that belly button up and in and bring your knee up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And just a reminder that there is no perfect pace here. Whatever pace keeps your form beautiful. Remember, quality over quantity. Almost there. Very well done. All right, you're gonna drop that weight if you had one. Now we're going into an isometric hold. All right, so we're back to that left leg. You're gonna place your left hand on top of your left knee and press into it. So your knee is pressing up and your left hand is pressing down. All right, we're creating some tension in between the two and you have to fight both ways so your core is activated. All right, here's what I don't wanna see. I don't wanna see this. I am not activating my core at all. I wanna see you nice and tall in your chair, and I want you to see that belly button tucked into your spine. So we're pulling our core up and in, it's activated, and that's actually what's helping me keep pressure on that knee. All right, so we're pushing up and we're pushing down, and our core is doing all of the work. Very well done, you're almost there. Well done. On to the next side. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Relax your pelvic floor. Give your core a little rest. All right, straight onto that right side. Here we go. So the key here is to keep breathing, right? Because it's not a rep. So nice deep breaths, nice big inhales, nice big exhales. And if you reach your burn point, which is where you just can't hold it for one more second, your core is burning out, or maybe your hip flexor is burning out, just take a nice deep breath, relax, and the second you feel back up to it, get straight back to it. I love hearing from you guys how many burn points you get in every single workout. So if you want a fun challenge, every time you hit that burn point, just count it. And then at the very end, comment down below, how many burn points did you get? Celebrate every single one. And rest. Good work. All right, next up, we've got seated knee extensions. Now, if you have something to put in between your knees for just an added element, go for it. It can be a pillow. Good, it can be a block. It can be anything, it can be a book. Right? Just something sturdy for your knees to press in on. Good, so you can also reach under the chair. So you will feel it in your quads, right? The outside of your legs, but I also want you to feel it in your core. And if you're like, Lily, I don't really feel it, scoot up on your chair. So it's really gonna force your core to activate to keep you balanced. And if that's too much, you're just going to lift those knees, then lower, okay? Again, meet yourself where you're at. Almost there. Well done. All right, you're gonna get rid of that ball or block or book, whatever you were using. You're gonna grab a weight. I'm gonna go heavier. We'll see if I can do it. I always encourage you to go just a little heavier than you think. We're doing seated Russian twists. Good, so we practiced these a little bit in our warm-up, working into those obliques. Now I know it can be tempting to just go really fast, right? But watch, my core is not working whatsoever. I feel it a little in my arms, but that's it. Watch the difference between that speed and that speed. Here, I really feel it in my core. So just know, slow and steady often wins the race when we're talking about core. Good, keep it up. Almost there. Very well done. Rest. All right, we are standing now. We're going into standing oblique side bends. You're gonna inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Your obliques should be feeling it on the way down and on the way up because they are holding the rest of your body upright. Good, exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You can even take that left hand out to the side for a little more stability. Good, straight swap onto that other side. Good, so just notice that this hip is not going out to the side as I bend, right? Everything from my belly button and below is staying in the exact same spot, and everything from my belly button up is going out to the left. Good work. Very well done. All right, we're headed into standing wood chops. It's a really fun exercise. You're gonna lower this weight, kind of with that torso rotation that we talked about, right? So torso rotation, and then press up. And again, you can do this with just body weight. You can even do it with just one arm. If one shoulder is really bugging you today, don't even use it, it's okay. The point is you're still using that rotation and activating your obliques and your core. Exhale, twist up, inhale, lower. You're amazing, keep it up. Great work. Good, nice deep breaths here. Rest. If you feel it in your arms a little bit too, it's a good thing. All right, we're on to that left side, ready? So now you're twisting down to the left. Exhale, rotating up. Good. So if you're only doing this and you're not feeling it at all, it's because you're not having any rotation, all right? You're not activating that core. So you rotate down, rotate up. You see the difference between this and this? Rotating both directions. Good. If you can, I want you to keep those elbows straight. And again, as slow as you can go. The slower, the better. Good, deep core takes a lot of mental strength. Good, you're amazing. Alrighty, I'm going to swap for some lighter weights here. When you're ready, you're gonna send those arms forward and up, all right? So yes, we are working arms here, a little bit of shoulders as well. But what I really want you to focus on is when those arms come down, it's going to put pressure on your core to stay upright. It's super easy to want to lean back to counterbalance the weight in front of you, but stay upright, okay? Good. You are killing this. Keep that belly button pulled up and in, just like we did in our warm-up. Good, your pelvic floor is tilted, right? So your spine is not arched. You're tucked, your belly button's pulled up and in, and you're almost there. Last rep. Very well done. All right, next up, those arms go back overhead, and we're doing that standing march. Ready? So you're gonna bring one knee up, then lower it. Then the other knee up, then lower it. So here we're working with balance and core stability because every single rep we're switching feet. Okay, so if you need a little extra time at the bottom of each rep to reset and transfer your weight onto that other foot, take it. Quality over quantity here. Again, exhaling as you lift that knee in, inhaling as you lower. Watch my core as I bring my knee up. You see how I'm almost doing a crunch? That's what you want. You want to be expelling all of the air out of your core, lifting your belly button up, and then inhaling as you lower. Very well done. One final exercise and then you are done. You've done so well. Don't give up. One last one. Are you ready? We're doing the same thing, but now we're doing an isometric hold. All right, so earlier we did it with the same hand, same leg. Now we're doing it cross body. So right hand, left knee. And again, core is holding all the pressure here. You're killing it, you're almost there. Keep it up. And remember, if at any time it's just a little too much, you can always stop and take a break. We're transferring our weight onto that other side. Good, constant pressure here. This can be as easy or as hard as you want to make it. Because it doesn't look like I'm putting much effort in, but this is 100% of my core strength. Good. Almost there. And rest. Come on down to that chair. You have done so very well today. Let's jump into our cool down, shall we? You're going to grab your left knee and just gently pull yourself into a rotation. Good, so hand at the back of that chair, or maybe even lower if that's too much on your shoulder. Just take some nice deep breaths, sitting up nice and tall. Very nice switch. So as we cool down, I just wanted to share something that has been making a big difference in my life, and it's a perspective shift. Oftentimes we see things as a burden when they're actually a privilege. Movement is a privilege. It's not a burden. It is truly a privilege. And so instead of saying, I have to work out, I've been saying, I get to work out. It's such a gift. And you can do this with so much more than just working out, right? I get to do the dishes. How blessed am I to have silverware that I get to wash and I get to clean and I get to eat with every day. So there is your mindset shift for the day. I get to instead of I have to. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is part 3 of our low impact series, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Love you guys. Bye.